y'all. I'm going to be making Philly cheesesteak sandwiches today. I had some beef to make these, but we ended up cooking rice and gravy with it. So I'm going to be making chicken Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So you can certainly replace the chicken in this recipe with beef for a beef Philly cheesesteak sandwich. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the sort of marinade for our onions and bell peppers and chicken. I've got 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil in here, and I know that sounds like a whole lot, but I'm going to be splitting it up between the vegetables and the chicken. Also, I'm going to put a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce in there, and I would be using more, but that's all I had in my bottle. So certainly put as much Worcestershire sauce as you want in there. I'm going to put a little black pepper, just a couple shakes, however much black pepper you like. We like a lot of black pepper, so I'm going to put a lot of black pepper. I've got some chopped garlic. I don't have any fresh garlic. I need to go to the grocery store as usual. But you can certainly use fresh garlic. I'm just putting in here, let's see. And I like to get that juice in there. I want to make sure I get some of that juice that's in there. This is a 1/2 tablespoon of garlic. All right. A little bit of salt, just a little bit, because I'm going to be putting a pack of onion soup mix in there, and that is pretty salty. So don't put much salt. Most people probably don't even need to put any salt in it. I like very salty stuff. All right, so we're just going to get that all mixed together right here. And really this, I don't whisk it together. I just shake it around. I think that's all I was going to put in there. All right, so we're going to set that aside. And I'm going to be using hoagie buns. I usually make my homemade bread recipe, the bread loaf recipe. I usually make that when I'm making this, and I make smaller little sub-size loaves. And it is absolutely wonderful. It makes a world of difference. It's so much better than the store-bought buns. But I was lazy today and decided not to do that. I decided I'm going to go to the lake in a minute instead of making bread. But if to make the best sandwich ever, the best Philly cheesesteak sandwich ever, I'm telling you, make that bread loaf recipe. Just instead of making one big loaf, makes little smaller sub-size loaves, and that is the best sandwich. But anyway, let's go on. All right, next I'm going to cut up 1 bell pepper. So I'm just going to clean out my bell peppers and slice them. I like to slice them pretty thin, but you slice them as big as you want. And if you like a lot of bell pepper, then certainly put more bell pepper. And also mushrooms. I'm the only one here that likes mushrooms, so I'm not putting mushrooms in it. Just bell pepper and onion. But if you like mushrooms, you go right ahead and put that in there too. Just put whatever you want in there. I'm just going to cut up this, clean this bell pepper and slice it. All right, now I'm just going to put my bell peppers in that bowl. Now I'm just going to cut up the onion, and I'm just going to, well, where's my knife? I'm just going to be slicing this onion. Just slicing 1 yellow onion. All right, so I got my onions and my bell pepper cut up and put in the bowl. Now I'm just going to put half of this little mixture that we made. I'm going to put half of that in here with it and toss it around. Just toss it around, get it coated real good. Well, y'all, I forgot to push the record button again, so I had to wash my hands, and I got to do all this all over again. I was just talking to nobody. I've got 3 large chicken breasts. Like I said, I used our beef for rice and gravy the other night, so you can certainly use beef. And all I'm going to do with these chicken breasts is, of course, I'm going to cut this fat and these tendons off. I don't like that. If you want to leave that on there, you go right ahead. I'm not cutting much of it off. You're not losing much chicken. All I'm doing is going in with my scissors and cutting out those tendons and that fat. I don't like it in my mouth. But like I said, if you like that part, then you go right ahead and leave it. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this chicken breast in half. These are huge chicken breasts. All right. Now I'm just going to cut little thin strips. I like little thin strips for my sandwiches. Kind of the size of fajita meat, I guess. But I do like really thin pieces of the meat for the sandwiches, because to me, you know, if it's a big old piece of meat, you take a bite of in the sandwich and you drag this giant piece of meat out, and then there's no meat on the other part of the sandwich. So I like little pieces of meat. But you go ahead and cut them as big or little as you want. I'm cutting them pretty little. So I'm cutting them like that. So anyways, I'm just going to do that with all these chicken breasts. And y'all, the other day, I almost had a nervous breakdown. I thought my page had been hacked. But it had not been hacked, thankfully. It had just, somebody had made a fake Southern Stir page. And y'all, if y'all ever, I don't send friends requests from my Southern Stir page. In fact, it won't let me. I can send an invite for you to like my page, but I cannot send you an actual friends request. And I usually do not message anyone from my Southern Stir page unless I'm replying to something you already sent me. So just be very careful of fake pages out there. I don't want anybody to get scammed. Certainly never give out your login information or financial information. I would never, ever ask anybody for that. So y'all just be careful out there. There's some crazy people in this world. But anyways, I'm just going to cut up these 3 chicken breasts in little bit strips. I've got my chicken cut up, and I'm just going to pour the rest of this mixture over the top of our chicken. I'm going to toss that around and let that get coated real good in it. And we're going to move over here to the stove. Alright, I got my pan really hot. And y'all, I love this thing. If y'all don't have one like this, then you can just use a frying pan. But I love this thing. I've had it for at least 15 years and I use it for everything. So if you're looking for a new pan that you can use for a lot of stuff, I would definitely try to find one of these. I love it. But anyways, this is on medium heat. Put our vegetables in here and just spread them around and let them cook. Whoop, I didn't turn that back burner on. We'll move those to the front then. Lost one. My stove's clean though. Alright, we're just going to let these cook till they're pretty much tender. And then we're going to put our chicken in there. Alright, so I got my onions and bell peppers cooked. They're not cooked all the way, but they're going to cook some more when I put the chicken on. And I like my onions and bell peppers cooked. I want them pretty soft on my sandwich, but if you don't like them cooked that long, certainly don't cook that long. And this spoon is great for making these as well. I'm trying to use it for everything I can. Oh, you can get this spoon at Go Cook That on Facebook. Put my chicken in there. And I've got this on medium heat. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit though, to medium high. Just because I want my chicken to sear. I don't want it to steam. And see, all I had was 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire to put in this. And I can smell it and tell that it's not right. But it's still going to taste good. It's going to be alright. I'm just going to stir this chicken around and let it cook. It's a really quick, easy sandwich to make, but it is so good. Oh, it's so good. And I usually make like a mayonnaise and horseradish sauce to go with it. But one, I don't have horseradish. I don't have Dijon mustard. And I don't have any more Worcestershire, so I'm not going to be showing y'all how to make that today. I guess I could still post the recipe for you if you wanted to make that sauce to put on your sandwich. That's what I'll do. I just can't show you how to make it, but it's easy. You just throw all that stuff in a bowl and mix it up. And I know that Philly cheesesteak can be a very serious topic for, Philadelphia or in other areas, what a true Philly cheesesteak's supposed to be like. So if this offends any of y'all Philly cheesesteak advocates, I'm so sorry. This is just how a little Louisiana girl makes it. Alright, so our chicken is good and brown. I'm going to turn my heat up, let it get real good and hot real quick. And I'm going to pour in 1/4 of a cup of beer. You certainly don't have to do that. You can skip that step. You could just splash a little water in there. I like to do that because I'm about to put some cream cheese in here. And just having a little bit of liquid, it helps loosen up that cream cheese and just get all over everything real good, makes a good sauce. So this is starting to sizzle real good. It's kind of, you got to listen for it. When it starts getting real loud and crazy, that's what you want. That's what you want to pour in your beer. Or you could use chicken broth, water. You could use cooking wine, I guess. I've never used cooking wine. But I mean, everything's good with cooking wine, I think. Alright, so that's got that sound that I like. I'm just going to pour in 1/4 of a cup of beer. See how it goes crazy? That's when you know you put it in at the right time. And I'm just going to stir that around, reduce my heat to medium. Scrape my pot, scrape my pan. Stir that around to the glaze of that pan, and try not to lose all of my bell peppers. They're just going everywhere. Flying all over the place. Look, I lost some chicken. How about that? I guess I'm going to have to give that to the dog. Lord have mercy, I'm slinging it everywhere. It's okay. We can clean it up. Alright, so pretty much the beer, a lot of that is cooked out. So now I'm going to add 1 pack of, Alright, so pretty much all that beer is cooked out of there. I'm not really sure how much cream cheese I usually put in there. I usually just put in whatever I have. And this is a lot more chicken than I usually have. So I'm going to start with 1/2 pack of cream cheese. It's just cubed for easy melting. And I'm going to put the rest of the pack of cream cheese. Alright, so I'm just going to stir this around. I'm going to turn this down to low because all our stuff's done cooking. Now I just want that cream cheese to melt real good and get everything covered in it. So we're just going to stir this around and wait for that cream cheese to melt. And while that's happening, I'm going to turn my skillet on over here on medium-low to heat up because I'm going to press the sandwiches. I love a good pressed po' boy, that crunch on the outside of the bread. I just love it. So I'm going to be pressing my sandwiches, which you certainly don't have to do that either. You can just put it on some fresh bread. And like I said, my homemade bread recipe, it's so much better than store-bought rolls, but I was too lazy to make some. But if you have the time and the want to, please make some of that, the homemade bread loaf recipe. Just make little small sub-size rolls. It's so good. Alright, so this is almost done. Almost all the cream cheese is melted in there. What I do is I just keep flipping it, and then I kind of like mash it like this. I mash and pull, like smear it kind of, to get that cream cheese to go ahead and melt. Alright, so we'll make our sandwich now. I've just got, like I said, a sub roll. Unfortunately, I didn't make my own bread, which I should have. I'm regretting it now. But anyways, I've got, on this half, I've got a piece of Swiss cheese that I tore in half. I also use Havarti. I also use Provolone. So you can use whatever kind of cheese you like. On the other half, I've got a piece of white American cheese, and I just tore it in half. Same thing with that. So I'm just going to put some of this on our sandwich and try not to make a giant mess. Alright, now just put the top on there and I smash it down a little bit. Now I'm going to put it over here in our frying pan we've had heating up. I'm going to wash my hand again. Now, like I said, I do this over medium-low. I don't like to do it real high heat because then it's like it just wants to burn the bread instead of getting it real crunchy on the outside. And I like that real crunch when you bite into it. Like a pressed po' boy. I don't know if you've ever had one, but down here, we love pressed po' boys. They're so good. So while it's heating up, I'm just going to press on it every once in a while. Just to flatten it out a little bit. And you'll want to check it every once in a while. Just make sure it's not burning or if it's ready or not. So I'm just going to let that get crispy, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. All right, let's give this a check. Oh yeah, that's done. And I think I'm going to put it on my cutting board that I just cleaned because it would be cute. And that's it. And like I said, you don't have to toast them like that. You can just eat them on a fresh roll, and they're good like that too. All right, well there you have it. my version of a Philly cheesesteak, but with chicken, since I used my beef to make rice and gravy. But that's never a bad thing when rice and gravy is involved. And like I said, for all y'all Philly cheesesteak activists and enthusiasts, I'm sure this is not what y'all consider a true Philly cheesesteak. But this is a Louisiana Girl's version. It is still very tasty. And also, like I said, you don't have to press them. Just put it on just a regular fresh hoagie bun. And also, if you have the will and the want to, please make some of that, my homemade bread loaf recipe, and just form them into little sub rolls. That will be the best sandwich you've ever eaten. Any type of sandwich made on that bread is amazing. I do a grilled shrimp sandwich that I make, that I use my homemade sub rolls with, and it is so unbelievably good. And I'm not even a really big sandwich person. But anyways, I had someone request for me to take a bite of what I cook. So I'm going to take a bite. And it's super, super good. Hold on. I was taught not to talk with my mouth full. It is very, very good. It's very rich. It's creamy. It's not dry. Even without my mayonnaise sauce on it, it is not dry at all. Because of that cream cheese and all that cheese in there. It's so, so good. I hope y'all try it and you like it. If you do try it, please let me know how it comes out. Oh yeah, and I was supposed to tell you how long I cooked it to get crispy. I cooked it for 6 minutes. And let me see if y'all can hear this. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's how I know it's done, when I tap on it and it makes that little popping noise. But anyways, I've got to go clean up these dishes real quick so that I can go to the lake. It's beautiful out here today. It's warm and sunny for everyone in the colder climates. I'm sorry. I hope y'all's weather warms up soon. But I'm going to go wash these dishes so that I can go outside for a little bit today and get some sunshine. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.